Experience. And it is also pedagogical. With a public program with renowned artists and curators, we have a serious role to form future collectors and students of arts and promote the medium of photography. Parifoto Los Angeles is the destination for all people who truly love photography, the West Coast cultural event of the season, because Parifoto Los Angeles is the fair that reveals emerging talents, thanks to young galleries and young artists, with this year for the first time the prize introducing, thanks to which you will discover 6 fantastic young photographers from Californian art schools. And as a symbol this year, we dedicated a specific stage, the stage 14, to these young galleries and young artists. Reveals galleries from different countries, 17 in total, including for the first time new countries such as Australia, Switzerland, Belgium, and Ireland. Reveals artists to fantastic solo shows. We have more than 30 solo shows this year, and I would like to thank so much every gallery who made this choice to show one artist and offer to the collectors and to the public the unique opportunity to really delve into the universe of each artist exhibited. In general, I would like to thank all galleries and publishers who starred their plays in this 3rd edition and for the great artistic experience they provide to the public. Reveals, thanks to our VIP program, private and public collections here in Los Angeles. Reveals never before seen archives in the 2nd edition of California Unedited. Thanks to Paramount Group and to our partners, BMW, JP Morgan, Leica, Amana Salto, The Standard, Barney's, New York, Renard, Zadig and Voltaire, and UTA, with whom we imagine a specific opening event tonight. We want Paris Photo to become an unmissable rendezvous. We are very excited to be here. And as Paris Photo Los Angeles is all about revealing an artist, let me introduce you to Christophe Wissner, who is the artistic director of both fairs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Florence. Thank you very much. I will give you now an overview of our incredible fair. So we are able to give you something what no other fair could offer. So, are you ready? So we have some incredible solo shows, some rediscovering artists. Liu Thomas, a conceptual artist by Sherry and Martin, who says that photo is a start to be an idea and not an image. With Alexander, we have some NC vintage print from the 80s for the series Egoist, which is also amazing, and some Polaroids. Jürgen Teller by Susan Taraziev, a new series also, really interesting. Ralph Gibson by Etterton, some new scale nude, and you will see the stand is just incredible. He made a special mise en scène of it. Hans Christian Schenk, it's the first time he exhibited in America. We have also some historical pieces like Edward Sheriff Curtis. It's an archive with a copper plate of Indian from North America. So Leo Granis by M&B, who made the first surfer photos. also by Christophe Gaillard, Paris Gary, Ben Lee, who deal with imaginary, and you never know what is really existing or not. He's famous for his photo of tulips, love tulips of Lyons, but also created a history around his own life. He died already more times. Oh, could you come back? Because Zoe Crusher is an artist from Los Angeles. Oh, we were missing. Zoe Crusher is a photographer from Los Angeles, and she made a series about LAX, the airport of Los Angeles. You could see in the windows a small line. So we are also really, really glad by young Gary to have here A.G. Gary, one of the most important photographic gallery from Tehran. Really important and really involved in the scene in Tehran. From Los Angeles, an artist originating from Mexico City, by De Soto, Maxi Cohen and Gary Lume, who, we're back. And Ren Rang, an artist from China at Capricious from New York. Ren Hang was censored in China, and I think it's a really interesting position. He's playing with nude. And as last, we have Araki, but I don't think I need to tell a lot about Araki. Everyone knows him. So we have a lot of other allies. I hope so you will discover really
where this stunning art fair has also seen the light of day. For the last 4 years, JP Morgan has had the privilege to be an official sponsor of Paris Photo in Paris. There the fair has been held, as you've heard, in the magnificent and imposing Grand Palais, a building dedicated to the French Republic, by the French Republic, to the glory of French art. And it's gone a long way since then. We've been accepting art from everywhere in the world in this Grand Palais. And if you have not been there yet, just remind you that the euro is at all-time low, so it's your chance to get a ticket for this November fair. Really worth going there. The weather won't be as clement as here. So as we celebrate JP Morgan's first year sponsoring Paris Photo in Los Angeles, we also embrace the city it chose to embark on its international journey. And why wouldn't we? JP Morgan has been serving Los Angeles community for more than 60 years, during which time we have maintained an unwavering commitment to the arts in the community. Just like our clients, our firm shares a passion for the arts, supporting the arts globally and investing in arts and artists locally. In fact, when David Rockefeller ran the bank from 1959 to 1981, one of his many lasting legacies was the development of one of the world's preeminent corporate art collection, over 30,000 pieces of art, which look to invest in emerging artists in the places we do business, so very locally. At this stage, what I would like to do is introduce you to my colleague and curator of the art collection of JP Morgan, Lisa Erf, who will be able to tell you a lot more than I can about this incredible collection we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivier, and thanks for being with us today. There, I think, are something like 200 art fairs that exist internationally today, and another one just opened somewhere, right? They're happening all the time, and so the Paris Photo in Paris, where we have been sponsors for the last 4 years, has been amazing, because every year they do something different, they innovate, they're creative, they do something to create a very special moment. And now, having been to Paris Photo LA for the last 2 years, being a sponsor and bringing our sponsorship to this edition has been particularly exciting, and one of the reasons is because of their idea that we could sponsor an award that would recognize the amazing schools that exist here in California, especially dedicated to photography as well as other art forms, and also to the emerging gallery scene. Of course, Los Angeles is a community that has long had an amazing art scene of very important artists. But even more so today, I think artists and students, when they graduate, are thinking about, what do I do in New York? Like, what's the traditional path, or do I just really go to LA to be part of this artist-driven culture? So the new talent that we have here and the immersion galleries are very exciting. And JP Morgan is incredibly proud to sponsor the first introducing Young California Photographer Award. We will present the award, we sponsor the award as part of our commitment to showcase exceptional images and photographers. And the award will honor the work of one MFA candidate. They actually had to give us a scan of their credential as a student in an MFA program, enrolled in a school here in California. And an exhibition of the work of finalists provides an opportunity to spotlight this upcoming talent. We had an amazing jury that Photo Los Angeles put together. I was happy to be joined by Christoph, who's the creative director here, Jamie Lee Curtis, who's an actress, a collector, and a photographer, Michael Hawley, who is a private collector with a very well-known holdings in photography, Britt Salveson from LACMA, who's the department head and curator of the Wallace Annenberg Department at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, and Jennifer Pastor, who's the director of photography at the Wall Street Journal. And I can say that in the hour and a half that we spent looking at the 6 finalists, that Christoph and I narrowed 35 submissions to 6 finalists. There are 2 women, 4 men. They're working in a diverse range of approaches to photography, documentary, represented by social documentary, as well as environmentalism, photography that's about technique and pushing the boundaries of the traditions of the medium to more conceptually based and experimental work. It was just incredible. And the jury was among the most rigorous, most thoughtful, and most collaborative that I've ever experienced. So thank you very much for that experience.
Paramount Pictures, one of the greatest lots in town and in the world. It's such a great combination of efforts. I'm just so proud, and that's 7th and Boyle on the west side of town there. And I don't know, is the photographer here who took that picture? Because they did a wonderful job, that image there. The tallest building you see is the tallest building west of Chicago. That's the U.S. Bank building, where they're going to put an observation deck up soon. Really next to the Central Library. I think it's just says it all about Los Angeles, even though there's other views that are not as industrial as that, but it is interesting. But Paris photo, think about it. You can go anywhere in the world. We're here today, and this is the hottest place in town to be, with the hottest weather. It's going to be a great weekend for people to come to this lot and enjoy the art. Mitch is a great chairman. He bragged about his skill. I got a D in art in high school, but I got an A in graphic arts. I ran the print shop, ran the press over at City College, and I picked up a camera in 1974. And it is about photography. It's a medium that everybody can know and enjoy. And it's just so special. We welcome everybody here. To all the French, on behalf of all the Americans, thank you for our greatest gift, the Statue of Liberty. Give that a big hand. And I don't do things alone. And Olga Garay gets a lot of praise as our former chair, general manager of cultural affairs. But in the world of ours, we often handle batons, you know. And the baton went to my director of arts and culture at Sister Cities, Camilla Blanche. Please stand both and be recognized for your greatness in this help in the day. Even though we're in a drought right now in California, the roots for Paris Photo are deep. The nurturing that is taking place is really exciting, and it's transforming. Post the Olympic Games of '84, we have had many art institutions grow, and the art has really flourished in Los Angeles. And this makes Los Angeles feel better and stronger. I have 2 greetings, one from Mayor Eric Garcetti and one from Mayor Alan Juppé. Alan Juppé, our friend from Bordeaux, which is our sister city, celebrating our 51st year. And the week of July 12th through the 24th, if you're in Bordeaux, mention my name, you'll get a free glass of water at any of the restaurants. Randy, if you could come up here, and Mitch, if you could come up here. Although it was not made on this lot. But the greatest picture of all time is The Wizard of Oz. I'm just going to say, Chinatown was a great picture, all that stuff. Citizen Kane was a good picture, but The Wizard of Oz. And there's no place like home is the last line. And here today, there's no place like home for Paris Photo. This makes me feel real good, even though my period as an elected official is going away like the wizard did in the book. This has roots, and it's going to grow. And I'd like to ask all the chiefs who are with Paris Photo to join me here, because if you recite in the movie The Wizard of Oz, when there was that terrible day at Munchkinville, it wasn't until the mayor of Munchkinville presented the proclamation. So since that day in 1939, over 75 years ago, every mayor or elected official would have a proclamation. So this proclamation certifies that on this date, that Paris Photo is officially welcome to Los Angeles.
These pictures are really incredible. I want to tell you a little bit about the story of how I came to them and how we made this show. One Thanksgiving about 3 years ago, after stuffing me, my aunt asked me to walk down to the Historical Society where she worked and to look at this massive trove of glass plates that someone had donated. She wanted to get rid of them because they were taking up too much space in their basement. There were 30 Tupperware containers filled with crumbling parchment and slices of glass. And she said, take a look at these. You're a photographer. Tell me if we should get rid of them, if we should keep them. And I got down, my belly filled with turkey and cranberry, on my knees in this dark basement, and pulled out one of these slides. And on this slide was this shimmering portrait of a Hispanic girl. And I pulled out another one, and there was this amazing portrait of a Chinese man in traditional dress. And I realized that we had something that could potentially be really amazing here. So I told my aunt, do not throw them away, don't touch them, let's figure out someone who can come down and teach us how to take care of them. She's an active member of her Catholic church, and she went to the church first, which I think is amazing, and asked if they knew of any conservators. They knew a priest in San Francisco that came down and trained 10 retired volunteers, many of them in their 80s, that worked tirelessly for 3 years with horsehair brushes and distilled water to restore the plates. And throughout the whole process, I would come up and scan them as they would get bunches of hundreds or 200s done. What emerged was a truly diverse and stunning portrait of California around the 1880s to 1900. And we started to make prints and do displays in the Historical Society. Maybe about a year after that, I was through the amazing Alice Dyson, who is a great connector of people. I was contacted by Paris Photo to start working on this exhibition, which we spent 6 months printing, editing, and putting together. I'm just so happy for it to be here. I'll say one thing about this picture. This is one of the most haunting ones to me. R.J. Arnold was a great retoucher pre-Photoshop, and he would use lead pencils, and he would moisten the back of the albumin or egg emulsion on the back of the glass plates, and would erase people's lines and erase time. And he would shoot 2 portraits that were the same on one glass plate, and then only correct one, and then use these as advertising plates to sell his and photography's amazing skill, to take away time. To me, they're so haunting, though, because you can see the age and you can see the passage within one picture. There are 3 of these plates on display in the exhibition, and I hope that you all will enjoy it. Thank you so much.